Hey YouTube. So I wanted to come here live and just have a sip session. So I've been working toward returning back to YouTube. I have so much great content that I'm bringing here. I started, posting some stuff in January, and now I feel like I have a great content plan to come to YouTube with. And one of the topics that I definitely want to dive into on here is dating, because dating has been such a struggle. So we're going to call this Succession. This is where it's going to be us just sipping during story time. So this is where I will be telling some stories, whether they're personal or maybe someone that I know or things that I think about, just trending topics that involves dating and just social commentary. So I'm going to share today on the reason why I'm no longer interested in dating because the dating pool has fecal matter in it, and I'm going to explain why if you don't already know. I've actually been actively dating for 2 years now. Um, I believe, like, you know how you're getting over somebody and are getting over your last entanglement and you're not really dating other people, you're kind of just like having like a what do you call those people? They're like the people you date just to get over your last situation shit. So for like about 2 years, that was what mindset I was on. And I was dating probably for the wrong reasons. I was trying to date to find someone better than what I already had, or what I stopped dealing with, or what I was trying to get over. You know, you're just trying to date someone else so you can get over your past. I was kind of in that energy. And then just probably over the past, oh, let me see, probably since about December, I've been like, okay, I'm really ready to date now. Like, I'm really ready to like start off fresh and really meet someone and really see someone for who they are and not compare them to anyone else, or not just dating just to get over someone else. Like, I'm literally being intentional. So that I can say started like December, like around Christmas time. I got back online because I actually got off of online dating. I just got tired of it. I wasn't like like August. I was online dating for a few months because I was online dating on and off for the past since the pandemic. And I stopped because I had just lost my sister, and I already knew like this is just not giving. So I stopped, and then I got back on in December because I was traveling. I said, okay, let me see, you know, when I'm traveling, maybe I'll find like different kind of men than the men that is in Philadelphia. Maybe if I'm traveling, I'll meet like better matches. So that kind of got me back in the game. So from January up until March, I was like good 3 months that I gave dating another try. And it just got worse and worse and worse, to the point that I got desensitized to like just the energy, the bad energy that online dating brings you. Like, I've been asked for threesomes. I've been approached from poly relationships, and I don't have anything against poly relationships, but it was just the randomness of online dating is like, you just don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know if it's gonna be somebody that truly is single, that's truly being intentional with trying to meet someone, or if it's a married man trying to cheat. You don't know if it's like a psychopath. You don't know if it's like, call him incel, like a guy who's just totally socially awkward, totally just intimidated by women, don't even know how to land a date with a woman. Like, you just don't know what you're gonna get when you're online dating. It's literally a pool full of fecal matter. And you literally gotta swim through it. And to swim through it takes a lot of dedication. And I really felt like I was drowning in the pool of fecal matter. And um my breaking point was, not only do you get all of these random types of men, it's also scammers on there. So you have to be careful on giving your number to people online. If I could suggest anything, don't give your number to anyone until you actually video chat with them on another platform. So, like, for instance, okay, doesn't have video chat, but Hinge does. But Hinge's video chat is really janky. So if you ask the person like, hey, do you have an Instagram? But in some instances, I didn't even like share my Instagram with people, because you give your Instagram to people and then they all dig through all of your stuff. So it's like, I don't even know if I want to give you access to my Instagram. So then you can say, I don't even know if anyone use Snapchat anymore. And Duo uses your number. I don't know, maybe I don't know about WhatsApp, but if you can avoid sharing your number with someone if you're not sure, I would highly suggest don't share your number, because someone get your number, they can try to spam you, try to hack into your stuff just by having your number. So proceed with caution with online dating and giving out your stuff, because there's scammers on there too. Okay, so I just want to make sure I put that out there. But I'm not against online dating, but I just got to a point in my energy level where it was just not conducive to where I'm going mentally and spiritually. It was just like, I felt like it was just kind of sending this really chaotic energy into my life of just going on there, and just the energy that the guys on there have is, most of the guys that's are on there to get instant gratification, to see if they can match with women. It's just a game. A lot of people on there is not really being intentional. So I just deleted it and just didn't care. I didn't care if I did match with people. And it was crazy because I matched on Hinge probably over I've had at least over almost 100 matches in 3 months. 100 different profiles that I matched with, and not went on one date. Now, what I can say about BLK, even though BLK has more dusties, I actually did go on 2 dates with BLK. But they didn't go past one date. Like, one guy, he was really in and out. Like, he just seemed like just somebody just trying to play the field. The other guy, I don't really even know like what happened with that. Like, and that's another thing with the dating world. It's so sporadic and just flaky. Like, no one really is consistent. Um, a lot of people don't want to seem like they're too interested or too thirsty. Then the ones that do show they really interested, you got it. It's a red flag. Like, I had guys telling me on the first date, "Oh, I already know you're gonna be my woman." Like, but then go ghost. It just don't. It's just it's not giving what it was supposed to give. So you have those type of situations where it's just super random, super inconsistent. So where I am right now, focusing on growing my brands and me becoming a bigger and better businesswoman and just a better woman, just focusing on pouring into other women and inspiring and empowering other women. I had to let dating go because it just wasn't bringing any value into my life. And I just realized, like, I just need, if I'm a date, I'm going to just start having to go out more. And that's something I struggle with for whatever reason. I struggle with going out because I'm in Philadelphia, and a lot of places in Philly is hit or miss. Sometimes you really got to be tied to like certain groups of people to find yourself in a space where you are networking and meeting people and it's productive. Because in Philly, you can go places and you may not meet nobody. You could be right there, all prettied up, right? Hoping that you're going to connect with somebody and you don't. Um, so it's like sometimes it kind of take you being into certain circles because some people don't really want to talk to people they don't know. In some cases, I feel like because my city is real cliquish, so sometimes it's good to kind of be acquainted with someone that know about somebody. Like it's kind of like that. So it's like I have to be more social, which is something I struggle with because I'm pretty much a homebody. I'm introverted, extrovert. Like I can be a life of a party. I can really give moments. I could really love people. Like I could be a life of the party for sure. But it's all kind of on my terms kind of thing, and I could be somewhere one moment and don't feel comfortable, so I'll just stay to myself, and then be one points where I'm just like the life of the party. So I kind of struggle with finding a healthy medium of just being at the right places too. Like I'm really selective on where I am and who I'm around, and then within my city, you gotta watch where you go because it's a lot of crime and things. So it's like sometimes it's just I don't want to leave my house. And then that's also having to be more open to traveling more. Like it's a lot that goes into dating and being at my big age of 37 and being single, like single I've been single for over 10 years. Yes, I've had situationships. Yes, I've had lover. Like yes, I've had some type of action, but overall I've been like single. I haven't had like a real serious relationship. So, being single this long, it's almost to the point where you're almost just so used to it. It's like a norm for you even though it doesn't feel like it should be. It feels like you're lacking something. It feels like you're failing, and it feels like a failure. It feels like, you know, you're missing out. It's like, you only give us so much of a window to have a family. And even though having a family is not my top priority, it's still something that I want to be able to choose. Like I want to be able to be um in a relationship that I could at least say, okay, I do want a family. Instead of not having a choice. At this point, I really don't have a choice. And I'm not, doing any type of what do you call that? Baby, whatever it's called, where you go to the clinic and put the egg and all that. Please, it's easy for women. Hold on, I can't see your comment. Please, it's easy for a woman to get somebody. Is that what you said? You think so? I mean, I'm sitting here telling you from my experience, and it's I don't know. And it's crazy because I was a bartender. Like I've been in it's not like, I've been under some rock or like Like I'm just like this straight. I'm actually just drinking water, y'all. I'm trying to get snatched for summer, so I'm only drinking water. But I'm gonna bring some cocktails on here soon. But right now I'm kind of doing like a little detox. But what was I saying? It's not like I've been hiding under a rock. Like it was a point where I was like bartending and I was around men all the time and I was single. It's not as easy as you think it is. Like I'm really selective too. So I'm not gonna, of course, if I wanted a boyfriend, I could have one tomorrow. For sure. I could go to the market. I can go to the supermarket and get somebody. But I am picky, but it's not as I'm not as picky. I'm telling you the pickings is slim. I'm telling you the dating pool has fecal matter in it. Like it's really bad. Like if I showed you the messages that was on the dating app, like this one guy was just like a lot of people are just super sexually driven. It's like, do you want to really connect? Like online, half of the people just want to have sex. Like more than half of the people just want to have sex. So they don't even converse with you on productive level. And then you have some people who just awkward are socially awkward, and it's like I can't hold your hand to talk to me or to ask me on a date. Like that's another thing, online dating. Like I said, I've actually I haven't dated other races yet. I'm open. I'm open. I do find some men of other races attractive sometimes. I just haven't had the opportunity yet. I am open to that though. I'm actually excited to like try something new because dating black men is just has not worked out for me. And I need someone that's a provider. I need someone that's super masculine. You're open to, okay, that's good. I'm open. I am not like I can see sexiness in anybody, like attractiveness, I should say. Um, but I'm at a point in my life that I just deleted the dating apps. Like I'm like I don't even like this energy that is bringing into my spirit. Like that's how bad it got. Like a guy be in in my message is like, you thick as shit. Like telling me how thick I am. And I'm like it's just rude and just like how old are y'all? Like it's just super superficial. It's super like shallow. It's like it was just like a dead end for me. Don't feel bad. I didn't find my wife until age 47. Really? Oh, he said don't give up. Yeah, I don't know why people comments are cutting off. I can't see the whole comment. I hate that. I don't like that. This is my first time. Well, this is my second time or my third time live in like 4 years. I like this though. I like it. I feel like this is like my little safe place. Um, so I'm gonna be on here more often. But I see 47, you're a guy, right? I'm 37 and I don't think I can have kids after probably 40 something. If I have a child, if I get pregnant after 40, it'll be high risk. Sorry, y'all. I put this little limit on my phone so I could get off my phone by 11 o'clock. And I told it to ignore it because I knew I was creating content today and it still went off. Whatever. So, y'all still here? Um, so yeah, like it's important for me to find someone. That's why I'm just at a place where I'm kind of just like over it. Shit, me and my wife don't have kids and don't want any. Yeah. I don't blame you. I don't want kids. It's not in my head. It's not, it's some women who want kids. Like that is their life purpose. I'm okay with not having kids. I love dogs. I had a dog for 13 years. I had my dog. I have a dog and I have her for 13 years and I hope to have her more, even longer. She is my everything. I love dogs. But dogs, their lifespan is what it is. I don't really want kids though. I don't. But I'm open to it. I don't know if I want kids. I might fall in love and want kids, but because I haven't had that experience yet of really, really having a really good love, like a love that helps me grow as a person, as a woman, like I haven't had that yet. So I know that can be very life changing and it can be mind changing. So I don't want to say I don't want to have kids because I might meet that person that just changed me. And I'm like, I want to have his baby. And I want to have that opportunity to make that happen. But if this process drags even longer than it has, it's like it may never happen. And then on the flip side of all of this, you have family members who want to always be so concerned that you don't have a family, you don't have a significant other. Like they make it even worse for this process because your family look at you like you're like this weirdo unicorn that can't find a man, and they're trying to figure out what's wrong with you. And it's so interesting because especially a black woman, and there's a lot of single black women, amazing single black women to add, and it's hard to find an equal counterpart. But the common theme of it all is like, oh, it must be something wrong with them. Oh, you're too picky. Oh, you're gonna die alone. Like it's like all of these stigmas that are placed on you if you're young, black, and single at a certain age. It's like you're just a throwaway. It could be a girl in the projects with 5 kids, and she would still be more. And this is some real shit I'm about to say. It could be a girl who has nothing, but she has 5 kids, and someone would think that she had more value in her than you because some people put their seeds in them. Families ain't shit. Families ain't shit but cults. Don't listen to your family, listen to your higher self. Oh yes, I love that. Yes, listen to your higher self. That's real. That's so true. I love that. Thank you. You're right. Cause like my mom came over here the other day, and she never lived alone. But before, I've lived alone by myself for 13 years. I've been living by myself 13 years, and within that 13 years, I had like a small little relationship where he was like here with me here sometimes. But overall, I've been by myself. Okay, and she's gonna ask me, "Do you get bored? Like get bored of what? Being here, living by yourself?" I was just like, no. Like, now I'm supposed to be bored with my entire life because I ain't got no man or some kids running around the house. I'm supposed to be just bored. Like it's literally nothing else in the world to do. It's literally nobody else that I can spend time with or nothing else I can focus on because I live by myself. My life has to be just so boring and just depressing and miserable because I don't have somebody with me. And then there's people who have all of that and they're miserable. They're not happy. They're bored. It's people in relationships that's bored. But nobody sees that. They will nitpick you because you're single. And it's even though it could be coming from a loving and caring space, it's so freaking like offensive. Like, really? You couldn't just say, "Oh, I'm so proud of you. Oh, baby, you holding things down by yourself. You are amazing. Oh, you're so blessed. Look how you make a life for yourself." No. She asked me if I'm bored. If I can laugh now at this stuff because I had to talk about this stuff in therapy. I had to talk about this stuff in therapy. I had to talk to my therapist about my mom's obsessing about me being single and me being the only daughter because there's 3 of us that was single for a very long time. And I had a really battle with that. And one of my childhood traumas was loneliness, which I didn't know. I didn't know that was a childhood trauma of mine. When I was about 12 years old, I was depressed. And of course, at that time, I didn't know it was depression. It wasn't until I went to therapy as an adult, and with my therapist, talking, asking me certain questions, she said, you were depressed because she was like, your first depression was you were lonely. And then I had to make the correlation that, yeah, when I was 12, I was lonely. And at that time, 12, so my sister moved out. So my older sister, who is now passed, she moved out of the house. My sister moved out like at 18, 19. She had got the hell out of the house. And then my other sister, she was in a lot of like school activities. She had boyfriends, she would work. And then it was me, I was the youngest, and I just would go to school and come home. And my mom worked a lot. So I was, and then my dad, I would see him on the weekends, but overall I was alone. And I was sad, like, going to school and just not feeling like I fit where I was. It was like all of these little things that struggling with my weight at 12. It was a lot of little things that was going on in my life. But when she picked up the fact that you were lonely when you was 12 years old, and I was like, oh wow. Like, that's a childhood trauma of feeling lonely. And then as an adult, I battled with that. And I didn't know that until therapy. That's why therapy is good. Therapy can be very good. Therapy can be very triggering as well. You can go to therapy and walk away more fucked up than you came. But if you keep going, the healing process can happen, because sometimes you are going through certain emotional trials and tribulations due to unresolved issues that you've buried. So there's a lot of like mommy issues and childhood trauma things that I've buried that I don't know is affecting me as an adult until I have like a breakdown or I get like into a deep depression. And it wasn't until therapy that I was able to actually chop up all those things and start to dissect them and understand, this is why you're doing this, and this is why you might be dating this kind of guy, or this is why you have these kind of friends, or this is why you cut yourself off from people sometimes. Like, there are certain things that you go through in life that you end up actually burying due to trauma, because that's what the psychological part of your mind and your body does. And then in being therapy, it all kind of brings it back up. And sometimes it can bring it back up, and some of that anger and that pain can come too. So it was some of like that mommy issue stuff in therapy was brought up, and it made me mad at my mom. Like old stuff from when I was a child that we talked about in therapy. I remember going to Thanksgiving dinner after therapy, probably like days after therapy, and I was just looking at my mom, just like, she better not say nothing to me. Like, I was mad at her for stuff that she did to me when I was 10, at 20, no, 30, at 36, 35. Like, that's what therapy was doing, because it was like opening these wounds that I was just putting band-aid and band-aid over and band-aid. It wasn't healing. So even to this day, I still get the triggers, some of the mommy issue triggers that some don't really heal. Some don't really heal. Even though like some of the things I did tell my mom about, and she even apologized. But um it'll always be triggers. It'll always be triggers. And sometimes it's better to just, for me, I don't even try to talk about it. Like, even with her asking me if I was bored, it's just like, I could have got angry about that, but I just, no, I'm not bored. I just asked and just moved on. Like, because I think in a way I prepared myself for her to say something to me that was going to trigger me, because she can't help herself. Like, and to her, That was an important question to ask. She was very curious about me being bored instead of just seeing. Then she gonna say after I said no, she's like, yeah, because ain't nobody here getting on your nerve. But why you can't ask that question? Answer that question for yourself. You had to just kind of dig into me just to make it clear that you're by yourself. You don't know. I could have a whorehouse here every day. She wouldn't know. She just see me here and she just assumes that I'm just like this lonely old lady, this lonely girl who can't find a man, just in the house every day, and my life is just boring because I ain't got no man walking up and through my house. I mean, I know single girls that hot in the ass. It's some single girls that they door is always busy, okay? Just being because you single do not mean you're just sitting around bored and depressed and about to jump off a roof. Like, it's just really just like, but those are the things that I had to realize that were triggers for me. And I'm stronger now, and I know that I have such a purpose on my life, with my business and with my public platform, that I'm willing to come here and share and be authentic about some of these struggles, because there's a lot of other women going through the same thing, honey. And we can have the dialogue and we can help heal each other and help kind of have a community to encourage each other to look at the brighter side and to change our mindsets, because there's always going to be outside sources that's going to try to affect the way you're living or make you feel as though you should be living differently. And no, like one of my subscribers said, or focus on your higher self. And that's the most realest thing that I could have saw tonight. Like, yes, my higher self is focusing on building an empire, focusing on empowering people, focus on my wealth, my health, my mental health. Like, that is what my focus on. Me focusing on that, I'm going to naturally attract what's for me. And if it's when I'm 47, 57, listen, it is what it is. The true peace and happiness is being able to be by yourself and enjoy life for what it is, because it's people with kids, family, and they are overwhelmed and they wish they had the peace that I have, okay? So I do not take away my life experience for nothing. I am happy where I am. It took me a while to actually believe that, and I am. I'm content. Yes, I could go out more. Yes, I should socialize more. Yes, I should date more. Yes, there's always room for improvement. But overall, I am at peace. I am at peace. And what I came on here saying, I stopped dating because it was starting to affect my peace. And the being alone and not actively talking to people to appear like I'm dating, if that's disturbing my peace, then I let it go. So that's why I put the brakes on dating and just focus on creating. I'm a creator, and my vibration has to be high for me to create some of the masterpieces that are due to be released out to the world to inspire and empower other women. So I don't need nothing that's going to be bringing me down. And that online dating shit, that is so low vibrational. I'm done. I'm done. I do believe that single women who needs, some practice, need to socialize, maybe really have a hard time with kind of figuring out the dating world, yes, go ahead, get on online. I do suggest getting online, but don't get on there with expectations. Get on there and just get to know people, just connect with people. You may actually, it is people. I know people who've met people, who've connected with people. It's just I haven't been lucky. Been I haven't been successful at it. I probably had a better chance at connecting with another couple than I had with a single eligible man, okay? So I'm cool with the process. For now, I'm good. When I go out, but right now, I just want to focus on myself. I want to focus on my fitness. I want to feel the best and look the best that I know I can. And when the time comes, the right person's going to come. And I really, truly believe that. I'm not sweating it, but I did want to come on here and just share my experiences. I mean, it's good to just share because it's someone else who may want to online date. And it might be some people who feel like me who just want to delete it. When I tell you there's so much conversation about how bad these online sites are and just like the energy in the dating world. First of all, the energy with male and female interactions, I think, is really off. I feel like a lot of men are having a hard time connecting with women, and a lot of women are having a hard time connecting with men. I don't know what's in the energy, you know, cycle, but there's a lot of like super toxic masculinity that's being spewed online. It's a lot of men who approach women in such a vile, disrespectful way. Like there were like girls sharing their text messages with men, boys. And the men are just like, oh, won't you just come on? They're just being very vulgar with the women. Just being like not trying to court them. Like courting, literally, I don't know. I don't know if men are still courting women. Like that's how bad it is. I truly believe men want to be bad bitches now. I think men want to be city girls. These guys out here want to be city girls. They want to be bad bitches. And then the women are becoming the men. The roles are switching. And being the feminine woman I am, I'm old school. I'm used to, like, literally, I'm used to the men calling me. I'm used to the men asking me to go out. Like, these are things that are standards in my head. And when I'm not seeing it, it's not clicking for me. And it could be just me. Like, I feel like how are people even connecting? Because I don't see the actual effort being like, it was only like I told you, I went on 2 dates this year, and they were the only two guys that actually like, hey, I want to take you out, let's go out. Like, I was like, oh my god. Like, it shocked me because guys don't even say that. They will waste your time texting you till their fingers fall off before they say, hey, come on, let's go and get a bite to eat. I would love to go to this restaurant, or I would love to go to this comedy show. Won't you join me? They would literally just keep texting you to waste your time. It was one guy, he was trying to do that with me. I forget what I call this. And I'm actually writing like a memoir on like this dating stuff. But these are the guys that try to waste your time, and they'll be like, they'll try to love bomb you. So you get like this love bombing, like, hey baby, hey beautiful, they do a bunch of that. And then there's never the hey, or it might be, oh hey, you want to go to brunch? But then the day come that they said they were going to take you out, and then they go MIA, and then they'll come up with an excuse. And then oh hey, I'm out at this such and such at like this random bar. They want you to just come to this random bar. These are the men that are just playing in your face. And most likely they have relationships already, and they're just trying to see if how much they can get out of you, how much they can get you comfortable enough to get you in a private space so they can get their way with you. Those type of men really annoy me because it's really like distasteful, and I feel like it's disrespectful. It's like you don't see value in me to actually treat me the way I should be treated, instead of just trying to play in my face and keep trying to act like you're interested, but you only want one thing from me. Like, I'd rather a guy be very blunt and say, listen, I'm just trying to da 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 da. Instead of a man trying to waste my time and text me every day, try to love bomb me when he really don't want nothing but the one thing. At least if you're gonna want the one thing, at least you could try to court me. You don't even want to do. You just keep trying to play with me, and those kind of men, I block. So you got one chance. Well, I used to do 3 strikes and you're out. I used to give guys 3 chances. You say you're gonna go out, something come up, okay, that's 1 strike. Second time, you say, "Oh, I'm busy. I'm busy this week." You didn't, you the whole week go by. That's strike 2, and then strike 3 is when you say you're gonna go out and then you ghost. Like that was the third strike for this one person, and then he was blocked completely. And this is someone who constantly was chasing me, constantly sending me messages, constantly. If he wasn't texting me, he was in my DM on Instagram. Like, you put that much energy in trying to play instead of actually putting the effort into actually courting to be consistent. I just don't get it. And I know a lot of men have insecurities or have like some men. I think a lot of people are dealing with childhood traumas and past relationship traumas and like insecure, a lot of mental illness that's going on right now, and it's playing in part with social interactions. And this is not even just dating. This is in the everyday world. If you just go in the street and just see how people interact with each other. And I'm gonna talk for Philadelphia because it's not the same everywhere. Because I know down south is a little bit more friendlier. But come up here up north in the city and you will see how people engage with each other. See how traffic is. See how agitated people get so quickly. How quick they're to beep their horn, or how much disregard they have for other people. They'll just drive on their phones. They don't care if they might crash to each other. They don't care how much they drink and then get behind the wheel. Like the carelessness, the energy that's just in the world right now is just very chaotic, and it's also, like I'm saying, is also playing a part in the dating world. And I just think it's super super hard to find a companion that is truly just genuine and wants to actually put the effort into building something great, because the world is just so chaotic. And honestly, I think social media ruined the world. Even though social media has been such a blessing and it gives me a platform right now to just talk to people straight from, straight to their devices. It's great. It's so many great things that come from social media, but there's so much toxicity that also came from social media, because people see too much and they're being desensitized, and they're being subconsciously um influenced with negative energy that they don't even know that they're spewing out when they go into the real world, because the metaverse is creating a different reality for people, that they're forgetting about having manners and having respect and having um respect for the quality of life. Like just the murder rate, just the violence, all of it I think plays a part in the metaverse, social media, and the pandemic. Just the craziness that has been going on for the past 2 years. And I'm just really like, is this going to be our 10-year run? Like, is the 2020s going to be like shit? Like, just straight to the, just garbage? I'm scared of that. Like, I'm like, oh God, I hope this don't keep going, because I don't know. Like, for people who are just vibrating high, and for people who really care about the earth and care about people and nature, like people who are really just genuinely good people, it's but just so much we can take in this world. So I'm hoping things kind of get better. I'm doing my part, and hopefully you are too. But I just hope to find somebody equally yoked with me on a spiritual, emotional level. Um, and it wouldn't hurt to be physically attracted to them too. And it wouldn't hurt for them to, be financially good. But I'm not too picky. I am not too picky. It's just the dating pool is a swamp right now. Okay. So I'll keep y'all updated. Thank you for joining my first sip session. If you like this kind of content, be sure to comment below. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I'm be doing this pretty often. I like just being live and just talking. I'll be doing some edited versions of Succession, but for the most part, I like it to be live and interactive. And this is a good place for me to just come and vent and just engage and build our community over here on YouTube. So I'm back on YouTube. So let's get into some things. All right, y'all. If y'all haven't, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Royal Desire. And you can shop my brand, SherelleDesire.com. We got some amazing luxury loungewear. And I'll see y'all soon. Have a good Saturday night, Sunday, and you know, get ready for Monday. But enjoy your Sunday. All right, y'all. Bye-bye.